Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, let's talk a little middleweights and a boxing travesty, in my opinion, that's going on. Here you have Canelo Alvarez. Everyone knows him, right? Face of boxing, the one that they just gave the WBC, gave a franchise title to, right? Canelo, great fighter, no doubt about it. Well, he's been approved by Dazn, the station where he's fighting for, Dazn, to fight Derevyanchenko, his IBF mandatory. Now, Dazn has told him he could fight Sergiy, 2 weight divisions higher, right? Or who else is there? Or Gennady Golovkin. He can have that trilogy fight against Golovkin, right? Those are the ones that they had approved, right? Up until now. Now they put Derevyanchenko, they will approve that. So that means the network will say, hey, you can fight them, right? I think that's a damn lie. I think that's a damn lie. Or the person that is at the network, I forget his name, whoever is doing that needs to come out and say why. Right? And I'm going to tell you why, straight up. Because, you guys know here, whoever's not been here before, listen, in the middleweight division, you're one fight away from having undisputed, one champion in that division. And I'm telling you straight up what I think. They don't want that to change. They don't want it to be somebody other than Canelo, right? Demetrius Andrade is at DAZN, the same network, right? And he has the WBO championship. He's been calling Canelo out forever when they were both at 154 and now at 160. And wherever, he will go to 168. Wherever Canelo goes, he will go, right? So, same as Jamal Charlo, who's WBC mandatory, but now they call him a champion because they put him at franchise. It gets complicated, right? But at the end of the day, Canelo don't have to fight his mandatory, which is Jamal Charlo. And everybody in all of boxing is ignoring that we have an undisputed fight right there. All he has to do is WBO, and he never had a problem. He could have fought on his September date. Now he's going to fight in October. He fights on the Mexican holidays, the Mexican dates, right? Cinco de Mayo in September. He fights then. Instead, Demetrius Andrade said, we can fight then. They're ignoring that. DAZN is ignoring that. Canelo and his team is ignoring that. All the boxing pundits are ignoring it. What are we talking about Kovalev for? Kovalev is about to fight Anthony Yarde. He's 2 weight divisions higher in light heavyweight division, and he ain't the best there either. He got to deal with that. The light heavyweight division is not one fight away from undisputed. They got a lot of them. Bivens up there, Beterbiev up there. They got a whole lot of stuff before they get to one champion, right? The heavyweight division, they got a whole lot of stuff to do before they get to one champion because people don't want to fight. We know that. Cruiserweight, luckily they had a WBS tournament, right? To find out that Usyk is the best. And now they got the next tournament going a year later. Now they're going to find out between Bridas and Dorticus who's the second best. Or now the best because Usyk is gone. And Michael Hunter, by the way. And Gassiev, by the way. They're all gone. So now they're going to find out who the best is. Those other divisions are not trying to do that. There's no divisions out there where it's only one fight. One fight. And think about it, guys. This is why I'm doing this video. Why isn't everybody talking about this? People who watch boxing, where are the Mexicans at? What are we just following Canelo because he's Mexican and that's all that matters? What is this, Trump people or something? Well, who cares if he's Mexican? Mexicans need to be standing up right now talking about, wait a minute, Canelo, this guy's been calling you out forever. You want to be undisputed. What Canelo said himself just a few months ago, right? What are we talking about other fights for? You don't have to go anywhere up or down. We're talking about Munguia as a division lower, right? Anything except Andrade. Andrade just blows out Selecki. Blows him out. He didn't win a round, plus knocked him out. The guy didn't win a round, didn't win a minute of a round. A top 10 fighter, and we try to call that lackluster. But we're going to fight Derevyanchenko, who just barely beat Jack Kokai, who's a 154-pounder, and he barely beats him? That's luster? But the lackluster is the dude who beats a guy who's bigger than Kokai, more established in the middleweight division, and shuts him out. That's lackluster. Same thing with Jamal Charlo. Ain't nobody getting close to beating Jamal Charlo. And you can't say styles. Well, we don't want Canelo to fight the style of Demetrius Andrade, right? Because Canelo don't like people that move too much. Because you see, he didn't want to fight Billy Joe Saunders either. He called him a runner and said, we're not fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo said this. These are his words. He ain't fighting him because he's a runner. Right? But Billy Joe Saunders, another guy who had a doping issue, who couldn't fight Demetrius Andrade. So now it's Demetrius Andrade, the guy who's been calling Canelo out since an infant. Yeah, he's a good mover. And, he's an outboxer. He handles his business. You're gonna have a hard time hitting him, but he's gonna be hitting you. Yeah, that style. So if it was that style, then okay, we don't want him to have that style. But Jamal Charlo has another style. His style is like I'm coming to get you and knock your head off style. So those are kind of styles, the same one that Golovkin has, right? But Canelo doesn't have to fight him no more. That's why they gave him. What the hell is a franchise champion? How do you give somebody a franchise championship belt in the time that we have interim belts, regular champions, and about 18,000 sanctioning bodies? Who wants to do that? To enable Canelo to say, I don't have to fight my mandatory. And everybody's going to watch it. I hear Bob Arum the other day. Bob Arum doesn't even promote Canelo, talking about, well, Canelo's the only one that moves the mirror. He should be able to fight who he wants to. What is this? We don't have to. He doesn't have to prove that he's the best because Mexicans follow him. Is that what we're down to? Mexicans follow him, so he doesn't have to fight the best. Shame on Mexicans. Then you don't care if he's the best. Well, or what? What is this? Ain't no brothers follow nobody, and we don't act like we don't have to be the best. You know what I'm saying? We don't. When do brothers say stuff? Hey man, you don't have to fight unless you're from UK and you want Anthony Joshua not to fight the best, right? But ain't no brother. American brothers ain't sitting here talking about, hey man, we like Demetrius Andrade, but we don't want him to fight Canelo because Canelo's too good. We don't want him to fight GGG, right? But GGG is sitting here not fighting anybody. He ain't gonna fight Charlo or Andrade either. He can fight anybody, man. What is this? So that is just absolutely absurd. What's going on in boxing right now? That's the thing. Watch the people. Just do me the favor and watch how the middleweight is talking like about everything else. Like there is no undisputed fight right there. And I do not believe that someone from the zone, without being paid to do so, is saying that if we want Canelo to fight a guy 2 weight divisions up, so that Sergiy Kovalev, we'll say that okay to that. Give our okay to that. We'll let Gennady Golovkin, who does not want to fight anybody, Steve Rose, and he's been calling me, right? He does not want to fight anyone in the middleweight division. It's formidable. He was mandated, did a Dillian White, mandated to fight Charlo and said no. Like Dillian White said no to Ortiz. The same thing, right? Dillian White getting flack for it, at least from Americans. You're supposed to fight Ortiz. I don't want to hear nothing from Dillian White till he fight Ortiz. Right? Me, personally, whatever he's talking about since then, because I know what time it is. Same thing with your boy Golovkin. Does not want a part of Charlo at all. Or Demetrius Andrade. Will not do it. He can go get the WBO title, and then he can have the unification over the undisputed fight with Canelo. He will not do it. And Canelo knows that too. So they both don't have to do that. What is the remedy for this? You know what the remedy is? What they won't do? But you know what? Demetrius Andrade, the highest ranked middleweight. That's what you do. You rank him higher than Canelo and higher than Gennady Golovkin. And then that's where they have to. And Jamal Charlo, the same where they are. Like Golovkin's still at number 3 and number 5 pound per pound when people have been watching him fighting the Valis Roses and Steve Rose of the world. Dropping his belt instead of fighting the Derevyanchenko. Think about it. I ain't fighting him. IBF said, hey man, you got to fight him. Stripped him. This guy's ranked in front of the guys he won't fight. Why are we doing that? Man, get the hell up out of here. The middleweight division is a joke, an absolute joke. And I'm going to go as far as to say all of the pundits, and then some that you wouldn't think, some that you think that's on the internet, right, talking and stuff, and you would think that these brothers is cool and these reporters are cool and all. No, they ain't. Somebody's paying them, because anybody who's talking about boxing right now needs to be outraged about what's happening in the middleweight division. How is it that no one cares about an undisputed fight? And we're sitting here talking about boxing all the time. And we have just right there for the taking, and no one's mentioning it, but they think they know about boxing or acting like they know about. You're less than casual if you're not talking about Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. That would be the second biggest thing that's going on, right? But it's not. Middleweight division behind the heavyweight division is the most renowned and respected division. It is. And after that, we might get welterweight after that. But that's what it is. And no one is paying attention to honing into how close we are to having it. And it's one side that won't have it. You got a network acting like they can't promote an undisputed fight with Canelo Alvarez. I don't believe DAZN is doing that. I would have to need proof of that. The DAZN is coming out and saying we don't even acknowledge that Demetrius Andrade exists. We can't sell Canelo or Gennady Golovkin versus Jamal Charlo either, right? BS. And there's a lot more people involved than we think. Dome Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm about to here, y'all.